Guys, these clowns are never going to stop. They're not done. Just when you think maybe they'll open their eyes and stop marketing this clown, they turn around and prove to you just exactly who they are. Clutch Sports clients. That's what these men are. Nick Wright is on here trying to sit here and play PR for LeBron James, who has basically spent this last free agency being exposed, taking the bag over allegedly going to go get a championship. Oh, we have all these teams interested. No one wants to trade for your contract because you're not worth it. Stop telling me it's because he's too expensive. Everybody just wanted to trade for Kevin Durant, who was making this basically the same amount of money. How can y'all sit here and tell me that they can trade for KD but not LeBron, who allegedly was second team All NBA, according to the lying ass league? Forced his way to be second team All NBA with a negative 54 and a plus minus. Never's been done. Never been done. But apparently he's better than KD now, but no team was really pull the trigger and make a trade for him. Clown behavior. Clown shit. Anyway, these clowns are out here talking about how much they love LeBron and how much of his ass they want to kiss. They're trying to figure out which cheek they want to touch first. While they pour out that honey that Dreamers Pro be talking about and have a big old Bronny bash. I'm gonna let them talk about it and I'm gonna chime in.
Started the top of the show today with this topic. So a story comes out from The Athletic that LeBron is not going to take a mid-level exemption. He was not willing to do it, but he had his eyes on the Dallas Mavericks, which I have said I think Cooper's better than Austin Reeves as a young player. AD's better than DeAndre Ayton. They have a better bench, a better coach, and they have more depth.
Real quick, bro, Austin Reeves might be that guy next year, man. I'm going to be honest with you, though. His playoff performances, weak, mediocre, but that's because he's allowed to foul bait his ass through a lot of free throws in the regular season. And when teams, you can clearly see, if we use the data, when teams start doing this shit, it starts biting them in the ass in the playoffs. Because that intensity is something that they just not ready for. Most of them. Now, he also has had the unluckiness of playing around LeBron, who, depending on the game, will allow Reeves to shoot a lot or a little bit. It is what it is. But Reeves, currently, I think he's going to give you like 24, 25 next year. If I had to guess, he should average about 24 to 25 points a game. And everybody talking about the Lakers don't have talent don't realize that all the Lakers need to do is develop Dalton Connect for once. But to be honest with you, let me say this. They definitely destroyed this man's mental when they traded him. They need to go get him back, let him know he's still a part of the core. ASAP.
I think Dallas competes for the championship if LeBron shows up. Now, they're going to have to give up 3 first-round picks, Gafford, P.J. Washington, Max Christmas, but I think it'd be a really interesting team. But what's interesting to me is
Doncic, what do you think the public react?
Gafford, P.J. Washington.
I want to say this real quick. Look, if it was me and I'm LA, you got to get lively, bro. Gafford already signed that big-ass deal. You're talking about making moves for, to basically sign Giannis, let's just be honest, or Jokic. Now, unless one of those teams want to take Gafford, cool, and take that salary, but if that doesn't happen, then you're not really clearing the cap space that you said you wanted to clear for 2027. And by the way, I'm not delusional. Most likely they don't even get one of those players. It is what it is.
Max Christmas, but I think it'd be a really interesting team. But what's interesting to me is I said this. LeBron in 2016 or 2019 acknowledged, I'm chasing a goat. I'm chasing a ghost. He played for Chicago. He said, I think in his head, LeBron's like, listen, Michael's more beloved. Michael's net worth is $3.5 billion. Mine's $1 billion. I'm never going to catch him. And the truth is, I'm taking the money.
Never going to catch him. Jordan just sold his stake in his team. Man.
I mean, that's the one. I got more points. My son made the league. I'm taking the money. That I do think there's a part of LeBron that he knows going back to Cleveland, that's a better roster for him. Going back to Dallas, Cooper, AD, coach, that's a better opportunity. But Michael's still in his head, and he's just going to take the money. and bleed it out for another year in LA.
Michael's always going to be in his head because, as we know, LeBron said years ago he was trying to erase that other number 23. He will never be able to do so. So his whole life mission, done, dead. That being said, too, when you look at the rest of these teams, when you look at these rosters, if LeBron wanted to go somewhere to win a championship, he would have did it. He didn't do it because that's not what he's on. Stop having these talks about some shit that a man ain't gonna do and ain't never showed you signs of ever wanting to do. He could have went to Cleveland because let's be honest, I don't think LeBron's great, but you could trick yourself into saying that he's the missing piece because they definitely need a small forward, someone with athleticism. I don't think that's LeBron, but everybody in the world could say it is, and it is what it is. He'd still be fit around Donovan Mitchell. The fact that he didn't do that, the fact that all this talk about Mavs and Cavs interested sounds like a Rich Paul ploy, some clutch sports magician magic to get fans into thinking that LeBron is still valuable when in reality he's fucking not. And we know he's not because, again, if he was, they would have traded for him. Stop telling me about him taking too much money. Kevin Durant and him make about the same amount. Kevin Durant just got to the Houston Rockets. Kevin Durant is also old and has spent the last 5 years playing less games than LeBron and, of course, has a torn Achilles. So you mean to tell me the torn Achilles old guy who plays less games can find multiple suitors to trade for him when Bron can't? And you want to tell me it's because he's 40? They know this motherfucker wants to play at least 2 more seasons, 3 more seasons. Reality kicks in. We might get only 2 or 3 seasons of Kevin Durant. He's already like 37, 36. By the time he's done like 2 or 3 years, he's going to be close to 40. The narrative that everybody wants to play in their 40s is most likely Cap. Who says he wants to do that? Or Steph Curry? Or anyone else who's old? This just some Bron shit. And it's only making his career worse. So they'll have a couple of years to look at that and realize, hey, people talk about LeBron in a bad light. 23, 24, 26 years in the league and only 4 chips? Wow. Sounds underwhelming, isn't it, for somebody who's allegedly top 2? That's because it is.
Okay. I think I disagree with every single piece of that. So let's go one by one. You did a very interesting. I don't know that I agree with you that next year Cooper Flagg will be already better than Austin Reeves. Maybe, but let's just say that's a push. Obviously, Anthony Davis, yes, is better than DeAndre Ayton. But there's one guy on the Lakers, I'm trying to remember who it was, who you didn't do the tit for tat with. Oh, yeah, Luka Doncic. So who's the guy on the Mavs that cancels out Luka Doncic on the Lakers? I'm just curious. And, like, as a crazy...
Ding, ding, ding. That's honestly the God honest truth. Luka's the best player out of all these players. Now, the reality, though, is LeBron, who does he fit with? Because you can have 2 top players, but if they're both centers, that's all you're going to be thinking. 2 centers. The one's the first best player, the other one's the 5th. That's basically what Luka and LeBron is, outside of the fact that Luka is all-world talent and can score everywhere on the floor, and LeBron couldn't shoot his way out of a paper bag. But style of offense, same. Hog the ball all day and play no defense.
Thought exercise, like if you traded the best player on the Mavs, Anthony Davis, for Luka Doncic, what do you think the public reaction would be? Who won that trade? Or did somebody get concussed and it was the worst trade in NBA history? So there's that piece of it where if Kyrie were healthy, and then you could talk me into it. But I think Kyrie's going to miss certainly most, if not all, of next year. So then this is why the LeBron money thing to me is so wildly unfair. First of all, he's the only guy in the NBA that has ever asked of this. And we can say, well, he's made the most money, but...
That's a bald-faced fucking lie. The only guy ever in the NBA. This is the lies I'm telling you to PR. Like, at this point, and this is why I got... He's pissing me off. Let me calm down. But this is why I don't like journalism today, and this is why I don't like the talking heads. They will just straight up lie. And it's not even just basketball, it's just the world news, politics, everything. Just come out, say a lie, and then act like no one, no one will know, and just walk away. Bro, I just explained in the last video, Tim Duncan, same thing. Took a pay cut, I think at 36 or 37 years old. Massive pay cut. Kobe Bryant at the beginning of his year was on the pay cut when in them Shaq and Kobe days for the first championship. Almost every top 10 player that you call top 10 of all time has taken a pay cut to win a championship. The only generation where they try to debunk history and rewrite history and tell you that that didn't happen is this generation. They want to lie to everybody and say it didn't happen, and then they want to promote to everybody to get their money. I seen Richard Jefferson's bald clown ass saying that a few weeks ago. Get your money, get your money, get your money. Sure, if you don't feel like winning shit, go ahead. But throughout the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 70s, they just wasn't making shit. But 80s, 90s, and 2000s, they were taking pay cuts. I promise you they were. Not every single team, because when you're in your prime, you get your money. When you start to decline, you start taking pay cuts. NBA's been like that. Some people was taking pay cuts in their prime. Tell me a time where Jordan was getting paid what he was worth. Stop the nonsense. Lies.
All of the best players have made hundreds of millions of dollars, and LeBron last year finished 6th in MVP voting, got the 6th most All-NBA votes, and the fact that he makes slightly less than Zach LaVine makes me feel like he's at the very least unfairly compensated in his direction. Steph Curry...
Zach LaVine probably a better player than LeBron right now, bro. Let's just be honest. But I am so tired of hearing this dude. And this is why it's so frustrating, because they will send out reports like Rick Bilcourt, multiple people have. LeBron James emails, Clutch Sports emails, and they try to punk and muscle people into voting for him for all these accolades, these All-NBA, these MVPs. So all of this shit that LeBron is in, 6th in MVP voting, after he sent multiple emails and text messages telling reporters, the people who get to vote for him. Fraud, charlatan. Nobody else has ever had to do that shit. And if they did, we never heard about it, because most likely it's never happened. But yet this steroid head, HGH taking dude wants to sit here, manipulate his stats, manipulate reality, so that people that like Nick Wright can come out and say, LeBron's this and Bron's that. But on the court, doesn't match what he's getting the accolades and the pay for. If LeBron is second team All-NBA caliber player, that would first of all make him the best player on the team, because Luka didn't qualify for anything last year. And then on top of that, why are we talking about him going somewhere else? Ain't he an All-NBA player? Why would he leave? He has to leave. It's basically LeBron and D Wade on the same roster, right? In their prime, I mean. It's basically Kobe and Shaq. All NBA greats. 6th in MVP voting. That should make him the 5th or 6th best player in the league. If LeBron was really that, then why does he keep losing? Why? It's lies. And everybody out here in social media is tired of hearing this shit from clowns like this dude, flicking this damn pen around. You know, I'm so sick of this, bro. I'm done with this video. I can't even take no more, man. I'm so tired of hearing these motherfuckers lie all day, manipulate history, and then get everybody who's basically dumb when it comes to basketball to come out and be like, see, I knew it. Bron, he's GOAT. He's still great. Wow, I can't believe what I'm seeing from a 40-year-old. You're not seeing anything. You haven't seen anything in years. Stop. Like, comment, subscribe, man.